Hi, it's me, Chio. Welcome. Today I'll be talking to you about points of view. So, this video is for all writers watching this or those who want to start writing and they're struggling thinking of how they are going to accomplish this. I'll be talking about points of view in hopes that it could help you direct your craft. There are three primary types of point of view. That's the first person, second person, and third person. Each type has its own division and multiple ways it could be used, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to stick to the three types in their primary form. Let's start with first person point of view. This is used when the main character is the one telling the story. In this case, the point of view is narrated with I. I did this, I said. That's how it's narrated. This type of writing focuses the reader's attention through only the eyes of the main character. Therefore, everything you read is experienced through just the main character's eyes. Of course, this POV has its benefits and its flaws. Its benefits are, it is generally easier for first-time writers to use this kind of POV. This is because there is no confusion on who said what or the train of thoughts of a person because you're focused on one person's train of thoughts. It's like when you're telling a story about an experience you went through. You have no confusion of what someone else said or what someone else felt because this is fully just how you felt about the situation or how you interpreted it to be. So you cannot get confused in the style of writing. There is no interruption by other people's thoughts. It is fully focused on how you perceive the circumstance. It also helps the readers connect with the character more because there is a personal relationship formed when you're telling a story from your perspective. So even when that character is fictional, as long as you're using I, it's like you're experiencing someone's personal life and you just grow to like this person more or grow to understand this person more. And because of this, it makes the story more marketable. However, its flaws are easily tied to its benefits. Because the story is told from one person's personal relationship to the environment, the story becomes limited. If the main character feels like someone he or she interacted with doesn't like them, that is what you as the reader are going to believe too, even if that is not the fact. Also, you can miss events happening around that could contribute to the story simply because the main character wasn't there to experience them. So this kind of writing gives a limited appreciation to the world created in the story. However, the biggest issue, in my opinion, with this kind of POV is that even if this POV creates a personal connection with the characters, if a writer does a poor job of writing a likable or relatable character, then the readers would simply not enjoy the story because this person they're supposed to be experiencing the world through isn't someone they want to hang around or be around or even read about. Therefore, readers will likely not read the story. That being said, this is still a common POV to use in fiction writing. It is mostly seen in YA fiction writing. I have seen it used in lots of dystopian and fantasy novels. Examples are Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi and Red Queen by Victoria Avard. Next is second person POV. In this POV, the author talks to the reader using words like you, your, and your. Because of this, it is a writing style that immerses the reader into the story. Basically, you become part of the story. This POV style can be used in fiction, but it is not commonly used. It is mostly seen in self-help books, business writing, and even interactive game writing. It is a difficult style to implement in fiction because it doesn't come naturally. It's like when you have a conversation with a person, you're either telling them a story about something that happened to you or something that happened to someone else. You hardly ever have to tell them about what's happened to them because they already know what happened to them. I mean, one of the only circumstances you have to tell someone about a story that happened to them is when they have amnesia or something. Another reason why it's hard to use in fiction is because it's hard to convince someone they are capable of various actions. If you tell me in a story that because I did not want to eat something heavy, I chose to eat crackers, I'm already checked out because even as little as that is, there's nothing in this world that would make me eat crackers. There are just so many things that could go wrong with this type of writing in fiction. But that doesn't mean it has not been done before. A few fiction writers have implemented this POV in their writing style, so if you want to give it a try, go ahead. Now, the last but certainly not the least is third person POV. This is used when the person telling the story is not a character in the story. Therefore, the narrator is just relaying someone else's experience to you. This POV uses he, she, it, and so on. Because of this kind of writing is from someone else's perspective, it is a fairly objective type of POV. So everything you read is explained exactly as the situation actually played out. What this means is that you get a broader and more thorough understanding of the characters and the situation. I believe this POV gives a richer feeling to the plot of a story. It is, however, a hard POV to write due to a problem termed head hopping. Head hopping is generally when you shift views from one character to another without any warning, leaving the readers confused. But it is common because this POV encourages a looseness of fluidity to observe a situation from different views. Still, when done well, this POV is very interesting to read. Some popular books that adopt this POV are Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling and Carver by Stephanie Gerber. So generally, first person POV is seen as the easiest style to write, while third person is seen as the most natural, or at least it is to me. I have tried writing with both first and third person POV, and with my understanding of what they are, I decided to write my recent book in third person POV. But if you are a first time writer trying to decide which one to use, I suggest to try first person POV first. But if you feel more inclined to third person, go for it. You can even use second if you feel like. Just decide which one is easier for you and learn it well so that you can write a good story using that POV. Also, you have to know what you want to focus on in your story when choosing a POV. That will help you determine which one will suit the story better. That's it for today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Also share it with your fellow writers and friends and readers. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can stay updated on the latest videos I post. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.